Are you constantly finding yourself drawn to dating women with strong masculine energy? Maybe they're more controlling or dominant, and you just can't understand why. Well, you're in luck because in this video, I'll break down why you're attracting these boss babe types and how to shift this dynamic by unlocking your masculine energy and stepping into your greatness. So let's hop on in. I love the quote by author David Data, who wrote The Way of the Superior Man and many other books. Check him out. But he says your mission is your priority. And I love that because it really can ground a man into his masculine energy. Your mission is your priority. I'll come back to that in a moment. You may be in a relationship or dating right now and discovering that you have a pattern of attracting women who are more masculine. It's nothing wrong with being with and going on a date with a highly successful woman. I encourage you to date women like that and also, open up your options to somebody who is not completely stuck and driven on their success. She doesn't have to depend on a man to do that. But the great thing about a woman who could step into that and shift into their feminine is they know they want a masculine man in their life. They know they want to be interdependent and they are not taking pride in their independence, which is where you come into the picture. In this dynamic, if you are constantly attracting women like this, you want to look at yourself to see if you're, connected to more of your feminine and passive energy. And the reason why I said that quote by David Data, because usually men who are more passive and lead with their feminine energy a lot, usually they don't have purpose. They don't have a mission, a big vision, something that's really driving them to wake them up every morning and go out there and make something of themselves. I'm not saying you're a failure. I'm not saying you're a lowlife. What I am saying is usually men who are deeply connected and have unlocked being in their masculine energy, one of the reasons of how they've done that is because something is driving the fire that burns within them. And it usually is connected to a deep mission, a big vision, not just a goal, something that maybe creates legacy, something that they are working towards daily that's going to take a good amount of time to create, right? And get to that point. I want you to, number one, look at if you are connected to to your life purpose, to your bigger vision of what you came here on earth to do, to create, to be, to lead people into. If you don't have that, maybe this is one of the reasons why you're attracting women who have that. I want you to understand the dynamic of polarity before we continue. You see, polarity is the dynamic of two energies or the dynamic of people in relationship. And it's usually the more simple terms I can explain it in, that dance, that back and forth between the masculine and the feminine. You want to think of yourself like a magnet. All of us have a vibration. We're made of energy as well. And so our energy attracts other people to us like a magnet. And in the perspective of polarity, it's about opposites complementing each other and opposites attracting each other so they both can then flourish in the relationship in their own sacred way. They are connected deeply to that core energy, either the masculine or the feminine energy is a core energy that they usually create life from and lead life from. Granted, it's energy, so all of us have masculine and feminine within us. But if you are a more of a passive man, you may be more connected and letting your feminine energy lead. And that's giving off a vibration, right? A frequency. And so then you're attracting women who are more deeply ingrained in leading and creating life through their masculine energy, right? That is a place where they feel safe. Maybe a masculine energy like their father or caregiver let them down and they had to take on this masculine energy for themselves because they couldn't trust any other masculine energy to give them what they deeply needed. And maybe you've gone through the same thing. You have, really stuck with using your feminine energy more to help lead you because maybe the feminine let you down, maybe mommy wounds or things like that. It can be a mixture of anything. I'm just giving you examples of why you may be leading with this core energy. This energy is what you lead life with. Feminine energy is more fluid. It's more like go with the flow, it's more like the ocean. If you want to think of a something to create it symbolically for it to land in your head. And so as you see, the ocean moves as it wants to. Sometimes it could be really volatile and sometimes it can be as calm as a cucumber. Feminine energy is more about attraction. It's not about being clear and focused and then being in action constantly to create that. That's where the masculine energy, that's a component of the masculine energy. If you don't have that really locked in and you're not leading with that, this is possibly why you don't make a lot of big decisions when you're in romantic relationship, or you're always letting the woman, your woman, or the woman you're dating make those bigger decisions. And then the extreme of it, maybe she gets really controlling, or she tries to be in the role of being like your mother, always giving you advice on things, maybe advice you didn't even ask for, and almost like making decisions for you because she knows what's best and she doesn't trust you to lead or make those decisions. You really want to look at this like what you're attracting, who you are attracting in your life, and really observe yourself as you create your romantic relationships, as you date. If this is a constant pattern and maybe something you want to look at, and how you can unlock this and shift the dynamic within yourself and then within the relationship, is you start to contemplate and really think about your purpose and find ways in your life to discover it. You want to follow what excites you. You want to write down 10 things that excite you and your interest. You also want to write down, do any of these interests or things that excite you, can they be of service to the world in any way? And if they can be of service to the world, is there a need for this thing? And if there's a need for it, can you create income from it? You want to look at all four of those areas and then see if this is something you can start taking action on, because action is going to lead you to the next correct step. Maybe you think your life purpose is this and you start acting on it, but then the path takes you over there, and that's fine. But you got to start somewhere, and this is a great way to unlock your masculine energy. Another way to unlock your masculine energy is to notice your friend group. Do you have a good amount of male energy, that men who can challenge you, men who can mentor you, men who can tell you the truth and is not going to hold back because they want to lift you up in your masculine as well? Do you have men like that in your life? If not, maybe it's time to try to go meet some and forward new healthy relationships with the masculine. A lot of times, passive or feminine men have core women that they can count on in their life, but no set masculine examples. So that's another thing you want to, tap into. See if you can go to meetups, go to some men's groups, do some research online, get referrals about different types of events you can go to connect with other men. In this list, when you make a list of what you're into, what you like, see if you have any hobbies, and maybe you can go to some groups that connect around this different hobby. Like if you like hiking, or you really want to dial more into that to create a sense of self for yourself, and to take that me time as a man, but also do something that's a bit challenging, maybe you can find some groups of men who go hiking or mountain climbing or things like that. That's another way to help flip the dynamic. If you can have your own circle of friends that are men that represent that strong masculine energy that you want to tap into, because then you have an example to be led by, to be influenced by. And then they're adding value to you. You can start to add value to them. But that really truly helps. I feel that every man needs that. And as men get older, sometimes they have issues connecting with other men and opening themselves up to new friendships or reconnecting or investing in their current friendships. My dad is really like that. He's very to himself. He doesn't have really any male friends. I don't think he even connects with his brothers. And like I said, every man needs that. And that's going to help you unlock your masculine energy and influence you to step into your greatness. And then the last thing I would say, start getting into bringing content into your life. It doesn't have to be video. It could be books. It could be audio books. It could be articles, anything that's going to help you challenge your thinking, that's going to help self-actualize you, that's going to help with your self-development, with your growth, with your expansion. Even if it's just reading the New York Times because you like to read a section of the finance and see what's happening on Wall Street. Not saying you're going to go really, trade a lot of stock, but if it's something you're into that can help you discover a part about your masculine energy that you never fully invested in, do that for yourself. Healthy masculine men invest in themselves. They invest in their growth. They invest in, the part of them they may not want to always look at, So this is a way for you to start investing in yourself, even if it's just starting small, like I said, reading an article, getting a book, doing some type of self-development course, hiring a coach like me, things like that. So invest in yourself, connect with other healthy masculine men in your friend group, your friend network, and most of all, get connected with your life purpose, with your life mission. It will do so much for you and have you be connected to the type of man you want to be in this world. Thank you for listening. If you like this video, like it, comment below. And of course, you can subscribe to the channel if you're feeling it. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.